Hey, what's up everybody? I wanted to show you real quickly how to automate your slides with playback from Multitracks and ProPresenter if you're using the two together. Now, this is a feature that I think is going to help a lot of small churches if you can, of course, afford Multitracks. I know that's not an easy thing for a lot of churches to be able to do, but if you can, it is so worth it to be able to just kind of get into the Multitracks ecosystem. I know the ProPresenter template subscription is also another add-on cost, but honestly, it is something that is so worth it to be able to ease the burden of your AV team where they don't have to sit there manually click slides. It'll help your practice performances as well. You don't have to fight back if you add a chorus or take one out. The MIDI signals will just take care of that automatically for you, and so it is a great feature. I just wanted to show you real quickly how to set it up from start to finish. And so let's go ahead and go on my MacBook here. I'm going to go to library, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just download a song. Let's go ahead and do made for more. I'm going to click on slides, and if you have the subscription already paid for, it'll say use a token. I've already used a token for this. You can also pay $5 for it if you don't want to buy the subscription. You can tell on the bottom how you want your lyrics. You have a couple of options. You can make it a lower third. You can tell you ProPresenter how many slides you want in your template, and you can kind of see it change here on their web app. We normally just select 2. You could select your font size, scroll down, you can select a key, and all kinds of other configurations. When you have that set to how you want it, what you're going to do is you're going to click download, and that's going to download a zip file for you to import into ProPresenter. Now, while that's downloading, let's go ahead and go to playback. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click add song, and I'm gonna find that song Made for More by Josh Baldwin here. Of course, if you are using the import from Planning Center, you won't have to do this, but in this case, I just wanted to show you from start to finish. We're gonna scroll all the way down to MIDI out, and under lyrics bus, we're going to select what download template you chose. So you either chose the 1 line, 2 line, or 4 lines. Now this is important that you match those up, because that's going to align the MIDI signals to your lyrics. So if you do the 2 line and select 1 line here, they're not gonna match up. It's gonna be either too fast or too slow. So since I did the 2 line, let's select 2 line. Now right under that, we have 2 more options, ProPresenter playlist and playlist item. We need to tell playback where your song lives within ProPresenter. And so how we do it is we always have the first one is our newest playlist. And what we're gonna do is we always have our first few items are worship songs. So in this case, we're gonna just say it's playlist song item 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and say no thanks to that. And it's gonna download that track for playback. Now let's go ahead and open up ProPresenter. And we're gonna click File, Import, File. And then let's go ahead and find that Josh Baldwin file. We're gonna click Import. And you could select what playlist, what library you want it in. And I'm going to go ahead and drag that to the top. Since I told playback that's my first item, that's my first playlist, right? Number 1. If you have a second playlist, that'd be number 2, and it's the first item within that playlist. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to set up the connection between playback and your ProPresenter computer. And so one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually close out of ProPresenter, because we have to set up a MIDI network connection, and ProPresenter generally needs to be restarted once when you set that up. So let's go ahead and close that out. Now let's go ahead and go to audio MIDI setup. So I'm just going to type in MIDI in my search bar, and it's going to pop up this window. On the top, we're going to click on window, and we're going to look for show MIDI studio. Now here you can select what type of connection you want to connect with. You can either do Bluetooth or network. In my church, we use over the network, but your network might not be good at your church, and so you might want to use Bluetooth. I have used Bluetooth a few times, but it is not a connection that I recommend, just because it's not a great connection when you have a lot of distance in between it. So I'm going to go ahead and click the network icon here. Then I'm going to add a new session. I'm going to click this little checkbox on session 1, and then I'm going to select what device you want to connect to. You don't have to change anything else on the screen. I want to connect to my iPad, which is right here, and I'm just going to click on connect, and you can see it connected there. It'll tell you how much latency is in between the 2 devices. And so Now we're ready to go to ProPresenter. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna click on ProPresenter in the top, go to Settings, click Devices, and then down here, we're gonna click Add. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this. Let's go ahead and click the Add button. We're gonna click MIDI, and down here, you're gonna select Session 1. Now, sources is to allow MIDI signals to enter into ProPresenter so it knows when to trigger the lyrics. Destinations is if you want to send MIDI signals out. I normally just click that, and then make sure to click Auto Reconnect as well. Now we're going to go ahead and click Connect, and then it should light up green if everything went well there. The next thing is to go to your playback device. We're going to click Done now that our song is downloaded there, and we're going to go to our Settings tab. So we're going to click that hamburger icon menu, go to Settings, and then we're going to go to MIDI. Now on the top, we have to select what session we want to do. So this is Network Session 1. That's the session that I made on the MacBook. And now we're ready to actually see the automation of those lyrics. So now if I could play, we should see ProPresenter actually click through the slides automatically. So we could see it hovered in on the intro as playback went on the intro, and then it's going to cue off verse 1 right here, and it's going to follow that. And so this is super cool, especially if you're practice and you end up adding another chorus. You don't have to worry about adding another chorus in your arrangements because it's already there. It'll just instantly go and get you another chorus when you add it on playback. So for instance, I only have one chorus here on ProPresenter before I have verse 2. If I click Add and then I go to not add another verse 2, let's add another chorus. Now I have 2 choruses and I have 2 verse 2. Now it doesn't actually populate it on ProPresenter. It's just gonna hit that MIDI cue again. So let's say we're here, we're getting towards the end here of our last chorus. You can see it's on the last slide. Even though we have verse 2 coming up on playback, we have our chorus cue. And so now it's gonna go to the chorus, and so on and so on. Now, that's not exactly always perfect. You might need to adjust the MIDI signals as well. Maybe they come in a little early, maybe they come in a little late, depending on what you've added. You might have to change those as well. And so you can actually move these MIDI cues and adjust them and move them wherever you need to for your lyrics. And so I think this is going to be a big time saver for some of you people, especially for those of you who may not have a lot of volunteers. And so I hope this helps you out. And yeah, I hope you have a great day.